situation. Yeah, you certainly be able to buy some spices, but the spices won't be as good as what he makes them out to be.
Okay.
But there's
So,
not just spices, but lots of different things like that are all.
what I do is I turn to Estel and Olwe and I say, well, I think the first thing we need to do is find a little bit more information about this murder that's happened. If we can identify what he was killed with, maybe we can identify why he was killed and let's get this gate open. Or even if we speak to the Oaken guy, whatever his name is.
Okay.
I can't remember what I called him now.
The
I
who?
read it down.
Which one?
The mayor.
The chieftain?
Chieftain.
Osric.
Osric.
You numpty.
Oh, that's close enough. If we just go and introduce ourselves to Osric to see if we can get out of the town.
Okay, you
So we're still sitting down. I'm just chatting to the map man.
Okay, I was gonna say, you actually leaving, or you?
I'm still having my wine.
Yeah, we're still eating and drinking. Because you said this was halfway.
Still going through her wine. Always just sitting, listening, and looking around and seeing this. This is a typical kind of place where people will try to con each other for a quick, a few bronze pieces. She sees the strategic sense in this place and the reason why it's here and all that kind of stuff, but she also realizes that it wouldn't take a lot for this place to fall because it's not a heavily defended area. Yeah, there's no real garrison or anything like that. There's no training to the militia. There's no even ranking system to their militia. It's just like, okay, you're just part of the town guard. There you go. Get on with it. So she's not quite surprised. It doesn't surprise her that there has been a murder in this place. There probably has been several, but this one seems to be a high status one. Well, the population doesn't seem to be massive anyway. It's only about 300. She guesses the estimate is to be about 300 people live in this place. That's it. Not many. It's not as big as Starbad with 23,000 or something like that. This is just 300. A few minutes go by, and one of the town guards comes in with two other guys.
Okay.
And he comes over to your table.
Okay.
And he sits down.
Oh yeah.
What?
He says, you checked in. Came in through the main gate today.
That's correct.
Yeah, hi.
All of yous came in through the main gate, yes?
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
All at separate times, I might add.
You're not from Mickleborough?
Nope.
Nope.
We may be of need for your assistance.
Of our assistance? Do you know who we are first?
All they've got to go on is what you said at the gate.
And why would you need our assistance if you don't really know who we are?
Because you're not from Mickleborough.
Okay, so this is indication that then you've got a problem with a member of Mickleborough.
Yes.
That you think might have killed that person.
Everybody in Mickleborough has been audited. You're not from Mickleborough.
I see your point, yes.
Yeah, the out people.
And I see that, I understand what you mean, but how do you know that we weren't hired to kill him? You must have had other strangers walk in as well. We can't just be only 3 strangers that have come in.
Theo's trying to get you locked up, but...
Yeah, thanks.
No, you're not. He knows that you came here with children, and them children have been dropped off, and they've gone and spoken to the Rose, the elderly woman.
Yep.
Who corroborated your story. So that's enough to confirm them that you are not here to assassinate anybody, and that you are not from Mickleborough. Therefore, you've not been audited.
Good. Okay.
Ha.
So
I just wanted to make sure.
No, so the Osric requires your assistance.
Excellent. We were going to stop by in a minute as well.
Yeah.
This is perfect for us.
Yes.
Okay, so could you come with him now?
Estelle, have you finished your dinner? You can say no.
We drank and ate enough. Whatever.
Okay, it's mid-afternoon.
Okay.
Can I
Yes.
keep the wine and pay for it?
You gotta pay
Yeah.
for everything. Yeah, you gotta pay.
Let me go off and I'll say, yeah, I'll meet you at the front.
Okay, it's 1 silver piece for everything.
Yeah, that's fine, I'll do that.
Yes!
Okay.
Yep.
Yay! I
Done.
have wine.
um.
Sweet wine. What kind of wine is it? I want to
What?
write it down.
It's
Yeah.
Really
like
sweet
a purple,
wine.
It's like a plum wine.
Plum wine. Plum wine. Nice. I
Okay.
guess I have half a bottle of it now.
This is where like everyone's raging. No, Theo's meant to be getting drunk. What?
You know, it says, so can you come with him now because Osric wants to... requires
I'm
your
assuming the sweet wine is the weak stuff.
assistance. Yeah.
Good.
The dry, thick stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll head out and follow the guards.
Okay,
I have
you're following the
water,
guard.
it's
The
fine.
guard takes you back.
While we're walking back, I want to talk to you. Can put us where you need
Okay.
to be. While
Yeah.
I'm
Take you
talking
back
to the
down.
guards, I'm asking him: has any other strangers come into town?
Strangers.
Anyone who was not from
Knuckleborough.
They will... You will be appraised on the... you'll be given information with regards as to who they suspect.
Okay. Also, when a guy comes in the town asking for the medical bay, don't friggin' send him the long way round when he asks for the short
He
route,
doesn't know
yeah?
anything about that or somebody else.
Yeah, well, make sure your guys know this.
Okay, so you...
Wait, you went all the way round?
Yeah, I had to go all the way around.
Couldn't you just see the path that was going up?
Not with the crowd that I was behind.
Oh, was it really busy then?
It was getting busy by the gate.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let you off.
I asked for the shortest route and he sent me all the way down. Fun thing is, I did see a few things that are quite interesting around town.
Yeah, there's a few
There's a
decent-
saddle maker that are they're
Basically,
really
you
quite
took
good
the
saddles.
scenic route.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had
there's
a dying
few,
kid.
There's a few interesting places in Mickleborough. I mean, it's not exactly... it's not like Tharbad. It hasn't got the diversity or the culture of Tharbad, but it gets by.
Mm.
It does see its fair share of characters. You get to the what we call the Grand Hall area, and you're taken inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
It's a magnificent residence, and it's more like a town hall as well as a residence for the for Osric, who's the chieftain.
Okay.
Yes. It is decorated and funded by from the Royal Treasury of Gondor.
Okay.
Okay. This seems to be the only building that has every window with actual glass in it.
Okay.
Okay. You go inside and you see there's a grand hall with suspended beams, lovely painted shield bosses and things like that. There's a couple of servants. Yes, and several guards, about 6 guards that seem to guard this hallway. And in the centre of it, pacing up and down, is Osric, the chieftain of Mickleborough. He sees you arrive and he comes over and he holds out his hand.
Okay. Who is in front of him at the moment?
All 3 of you are in front of him at the moment.
Like, am I directly in front of him or am I to the side?
You are kind of to the side. Then you have Olwe in the middle, and then you have Estel on the far side.
So when he puts his hand out, is it in a handshake or is his palm facing up? So it is like you're expecting him to kiss your hand or
No,
something?
he's a handshake.
Okay, handshake. Okay. What I'll do is I'll give him a handshake.
Okay. He
Right.
says, he explains the situation. He's saying that you are from outside Mickleborough.
Yes.
everybody in Mickleborough is being part of this audit, including himself, of how much he owns and how much he has savings and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It serves no purpose for somebody outside of Mickleborough to try and murder a dignitary, a kingsman from Gondor, who's been sent to evaluate and audit this fortlet, this village. Therefore, he has nobody else in the village who he can trust or rely to find out who did it.
Hence us, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's going to give you some details about some people that he suspects, and it's up to you to find out who did it.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay?
We're now detectives.
I also want him to give me any documents that the guy who was auditing had, so I can find out who he's audited and who he did not audit.
He audited everybody to greater or lesser degree. The audit wasn't complete. However, there was some kind of documentation belonging to everybody in Mickleborough, and there's about 300 people live here.
Yep.
Can we at least see the body first?
Yeah, you can go.
Well, let's hear what he has to tell us first, and then we'll go and see the body.
Okay, so he has a small selection of individuals who he suspects, and there's reasons why he suspects them.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so it's up to you to try and find out which one of these actually did it. If it was one of these, how they did do it, and the reasons for why they did it, kind of thing.
It was Professor Cluedo in the library with the pipe.
Professor Cluedo, okay.
I can't remember his name, but it's Professor something.
Professor Catclaw. I don't know.
Okay, so do you have any questions before he gives you details?
Where was the body found?
The body was found in the grain store.
The grain hole?
That's the
Yeah, the
building
grain hall.
next
That's
door.
the building adjacent.
Yeah.
Grain.
How was the body found? Was it hanging? Was it stabbed? Was there entry wounds?
It looks like he's been hit over the head.
Concussion hit.
Yeah. He was an elderly guy. Well over his 50s.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'll
he looks like he
begin
was
to-
hit over the head with something heavy and hard. Not necessarily sharp, but heavy and hard. I don't know what.
Has the grain store been touched since?
Nope.
Good. Make sure
What
no one
was
goes in there
he-
except for us. We will be going in after you tell us some information.
Okay.
What was he doing in the grain hole?
He was counting the sacks of grain.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So if you would like to start telling us what
Okay.
you think.
The people he has on this list is Guntram Golden Hands. At the moment, he's in his second term as Master of Town, the banker. Guntram has amply displayed his expertise in both business and in town politics. Guntram was a river captain, and he worked his way up to the hands of actually being a banker by acquiring boats. He bought 4 of them. He owned 4 longboats, and he's been making his money by importing and exporting. And he runs the banks in Mickleborough. Okay? As well as 4 ships on the river. He runs 4
What did
ships.
he used to be?
He used to be a ship's captain, a river captain.
Okay.
Yes, and he worked his way up to importing and exporting. He did it himself when he was younger. And then he worked his way up to being able to buy 4 riverboards and then he kind of like let that business run himself, and he got promoted to actually running the banking structure for Mickleborough.
You say he owns 4 ships.
He owns 4 longboats that sail up and down the Anduin. Yes.
Longboats.
Yes, longboats, ships.
What do they look like longboats in this one? Are they like what we have our rowing boats?
Yes, very long, like Viking rowing boats.
Okay.
Yes, they're used for ferrying cargo.
What's he look like? How old?
He's an elderly guy. He's bald now. He's usually the running joke of everybody in the town. Everybody kind of makes fun of him, but that's because they probably envy his wealth. He's a
How old?
In his 50s.
Yeah.
He doesn't care much about politics or about gossip. He certainly is not interested in politics outside of Mickleborough, and is always on the lookout for a profit. Okay. He used to also oversee the lending of money.
He used to.
Yeah, he used to oversee the lending of money. He's now the
What?
senior banker. Somebody else will do that now.
Oh, okay. So what? He's worked up from
He's
that
the treasurer.
position.
He's the treasurer of Mickleborough. And
Okay.
he's worked his way up from being an actual river captain by acquiring 4 longboats, which he still owns, and he does import and export from Mickleborough to Minas Tirith.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So he probably have a big audit. You know what I mean? There's Cliffrick, the healer.
Cliffrick.
Cliffrick.
That was spelled with a C, wasn't it? Not a K.
Yeah.
Yep. CHILPERIC.
Wow.
Over
You
50
saw
year old.
him? I
Yeah.
know who he is.
Over 50-year-old.
You saw him.
He wears green and brown robes. He is the Mickleborough's chief healer. He loves to hear news from afar, typically from Gondor. He studied in Gondor. He studied medicine in Gondor, and he has a patient and open ear. And he is much beloved by all of the townsfolk, and he knows them all individually and personally. He knows their ins and outs, and he knows their well-being. At times his behaviour can seem a little eccentric, but nobody seems to matter. Nobody seems to matter them being like that.
Mind him.
Yeah.
I saw him earlier, Theo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I went in there, they said he was being called out, so I presumed to check the body or something. So we will
I
talk
don't
to
know
him
when
later
he
on.
left, but
He has a wooden staff.
Yeah, weren't you waiting out the front? Did you not see him
Yeah.
go out?
He has a gnarly wooden staff with him, always.
he didn't leave out the front, did he? Because I would have seen.
Mhm.
I waited an hour outside and nothing happened.
Yes, he has a gnarly wooden staff with him.
Okay, so wooden staff.
Okay?
Yeah, he has a staff with him.
Morwen is a beautiful female ranger who appeared in Mickleborough about 10 years ago.
Wait, are we gonna go through all the major people we heard about?
Pretty much.
Really?
Hey, you gotta try and work this out.
We need
They're all
names. and that.
possible killers?
Well,
Oh,
this
I
is
know who it
he's-
is. It's Whiston. He's the...
What?
This is who he suspects, you see, so he might have actually got it
Yeah, that's
completely
true.
wrong.
It's
So
probably
we're
someone
got
completely
only-
on the side.
There's not that many. He's not going to go through everybody, but
we
these are
will
the
speak
people
to
that he
these
suspects,
people
yeah.
because these people will have knowledge on the environment that's in
Yeah.
town.
We were going to
you
talk
know.
to them anyway, so...
We were, so it's not going to be too much of an issue for us.
Nah, so Morwen is.
But we're understanding why he thinks they're suspects. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah, get to know the people.
Okay, Morwen is a beautiful female ranger who arrived in Mickleborough 10 years ago.
Human?
Human, yes.
Is everyone here human, or is there
Pretty
any?
much, yeah. Townsfolk and woodfolk.
Okay, so Estelle sticks out.
Okay. Since her
Always
arrival
sticks out.
10 years ago, the town has never really been the same again, because scores of men have been captivated by her stunning figure,
Ooh.
her dark eyes and her clever wit. But Morwen is a little bit smarter than that, and she's kind of like spurned most of them. Because of that, a lot of people have left a trail of ugly rumours about her.
Oh, okay. So maybe she's.
She has no permanent residence, but lodges in the various inns in the town.
Any inn in particular, or does she move around?
She moves around from inn to inn.
Is there a particular place that you know she hangs out?
Most of the inns.
Okay.
It just depends. But she's often absent from town for weeks at a time.
Yep.
No one knows exactly where she's come from, but it's believed that the Dunedain lady came from over the mountains from Eriador.
Eriador.
People have said that she's left family troubles to come and stay in Mickleborough. Some less charitable voices whisper that she has dealings with Witch King and is in fact a witch herself.
Wow, I'm interested in her now.
You would be.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Wow.
Okay. So yeah, so you have this Morwen, who is a beautiful middle-aged female ranger who came to Mickleborough about 10 years ago, and all the guys in Mickleborough have been eyeing her up, but she keeps on shooting them down, and because of that, people have been creating stories and creating gossip about her. You don't know if that's true or not, but it started wicked rumours and things like that.
So,
The
what's
wine
her
is
skill
talking, by the
like?
way.
Is she really good?
I don't know, you want to go and find her and ask her?
Later on we will, but I was asking him because you must hire her to do stuff.
She disappears for weeks at a time. She'll just leave the town and then go off and do something. Nobody knows what she does, and then she comes back.
Okay. Next one you suspect?
Wistan.
Who?
The bard! You ninny!
The
The old
bard.
lady said about...
Wistan is...
Yeah.
He's the heir to the diverse musical traditions of both cultures. Yeah, basically Hillman and Northman. So he is a minstrel. And ranks as a highly accomplished poet and songwriter. He's slightly shorter than everybody else around here, but with long brown hair and blue eyes, he can blend in superbly into all local atmosphere. His songs and wild tales, because he tells stories as well, keep the tavern people roaring. He treats his presence as like a professional duty.
Who knew we were
likes
going
to
to mix
introduce
candy?
himself. He likes to introduce
can't
himself
wait.
to new arrivals in the town, exchanging tales with different people for exchange of a tankard of ale. Much in demand.
I like him already.
He's
Yeah.
learned. He's basically he's learned or learned himself of what we call the great classics, which is literature of Middle Earth and things like that, stories, tales, all that kind of stuff, acting, which he can recite and perform upon demand to entertain the people in the taverns.
Wait, what kind of stories? I just want to write it down so I remember.
Oh, the stories, like the early Middle Earth stories.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
because you had a specific word there and I couldn't catch it. So you said,
What, the classicals?
yeah.
Yeah, classical history. And he can tell a tale or two. Yes, and he can perform upon demand in exchange for a tankard of ale, and basically is the life and soul of the party.
That's who I was thinking of, yeah.
Sorry.
On occasion, his stories have been known to change from being uplifting and joyful to be something like something a bit deeper and darker in matters, and this kind of leaves listeners a little uncomfortable and a little disturbed at times.
Ooh, my kind of story.
Okay, that's your people. That's your lot.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Now your information, chieftain.
yeah, pretty much. That's what I was trying to figure out how to ask that actually. So,
Well, that's it. That's the information that's on his list.
no, about him.
About
No,
him.
about
you.
him.
Now we need.
Oh, you know about
information on
him?
You.
Okay, he's an ancient. He's a descendant from the ancient house of chieftains and warriors. He naturally succeeded his father to run Mickleborough. Everybody in Mickleborough acknowledge him as being the most skilled of the townsfolk in fighting and in arms, and his personal courage is beyond any dispute.
Cool.
So you speak quite highly of yourself.
However, his caution as a commander has been drawn into criticism from more folk as days go by, who think he should strike back at the raging orcs that are pouring out of Goblin Gate.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah, you've lost a lot of people up there.
You're welcome, because I killed
Dozens.
loads.
Yeah,
You're
dozens.
He's got red hair and a beard, and his line an average Northman height. His heavy muscular frame makes his skill as a fighter and a wrestler very evident.
Cool.
Right.
So there you go. His thing is that a lot of the townsfolk have been calling into question whether he should do something about the orc raids.
Yeah. So we want to go and have a look at the body, but I want Estelle to tell him where the horse is that she left outside. We need that horse to be brought inside
Yes.
and placed in the stable.
Would be a big favour.
Okay.
The horse was
Well,
led
I can
to us
say where I
by
last
a
left
man.
it. It was
Yeah.
just outside the... From here is kind of like, I guess, south from where we are. The river
So where the
that's
fishing
next
boats
to the
were.
town. He's like on the other side of that river.
Oh, he's on the other side of the... Is it the...
Yeah. Yeah, we borrowed that with a close town guy, and we promised to leave it at the longboat.
Yeah. The Siros. On the other side of the Siros?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He will send out a scout to see if he can find it.
Yeah, it should be around there if it hasn't moved anywhere.
He'll
Okay.
Send somebody out,
So-
a scout out to try and retrieve it.
Let us go and look at this body. And
Yes.
first thing, has the body been moved out of the barn, the
Yes.
grain store? It has it?
Yes.
Where is the body kept?
The body has been moved into the building you're in now.
Okay, let's go and have a look at the body then.
Okay, you go over he takes you into a small little antechamber.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And laid out on a table, a wooden table with a white sheet over it, is the body of Hirion, the Kingsman.
Okay.
You're looking at a 70-ish old man in black robes with silver embroidery. He has a white beard and he has very thinning white hair. He looks like he's been hit over the head with something heavy and hard.
Can I perception that?
You can percept as much as you want, but...
I
Have
want to
all
perception
the-
his head.
Hey?
So while Estelle's doing that then, have all his belongings been left on him or have they been moved and are they in this
He didn't
room?
arrive with a lot of belongings. He arrived...
Anything the body was found with?
There was a book, like a
Mm-hmm.
journal, which he carried when he arrived on the ship.
Is that with him now?
That's with him now, yes.
Okay. So I will take a look
Could
through
look-
that in a minute.
Yeah. I got 95 on my perception on his head.
On his head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like on his body, just make sure that like the concussion on his head.
95
like
plus
what would 95 plus 28.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
That's good. Yeah, that's success. Right. Ow.
Hopefully you find out what shape it was indented or...
Yeah,
Could be
just check his
handy.
body and his head and see like the proper point of death and
the
what it
proper
was with.
point.
Yeah, like if he was still conscious, if he got hit in the head and they hit again, how many times, the usual informations. A crappy hit, but it was enough to knock him out, right?
Yeah, you can looking at it, you can tell the extra bit of information though.
Cool. Carry on.
Okay,
Just any old plank of wood?
just a piece of wood, yeah.
Just a piece of wood.
Yeah, a heavy, hard piece of wood. It was the second part of that statement that actually that was the key.
The key?
Okay. Not combat. Okay.
Okay,
It was just one concussion hit.
one hit. Yeah, one hit.
Yeah. What does it say in his book, Theo? If you're still reading through it.
You read through his book?
I'm flicking through it, yeah, see what it's
Flicking
got.
through it basically just says the day he arrived about 3 days ago. He spent the last couple of days, he spent the first day introducing himself to various people around town. Everybody seemed to be friendly, everybody seemed to be okay with what he was doing.
How long has he actually been here for?
He's been here 3 days.
Okay,
3
so
days.
in the book is there 3 pages of
3 general
journal
entries,
notes? Yeah.
So the first day he arrived, and when he arrived, he was welcomed. He had a good meal. He had a chat with some of the Mickleburgh's residents. They all seemed to be happy and friendly. They all seemed to understand the reason why he was visiting. Day 2 says that he was shown some of the key structures, mostly the warehouses, the wool exchange, the corn exchange, and the food storage areas and all that kind of stuff. And he was planning to conduct an investigation, like a count of how much was in stock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, he was checking with the ship's captains to find out how much they were taking out and what they were bringing in. And he was checking to see what the revenue was that we're getting from Mickleburgh gets from Gondor, because it gets a subsidy every year. What was that being spent on? And he made a note saying a lot of it being spent on wall defences. Okay.
All defences.
Yes.
Now, who would actually receive that money? Would it go to the treasurer?
It will go to the banker. And
Which was the guy that had the golden hand guy.
Yeah, the banker, and then he would distribute it accordingly. Either if it was needed for city upkeep, or if it was to improve farming qualities, or if it was to improve on military training, or if it was to improve wherever was needed.
Yep.
He would decide on where it would go to. The chieftain would give his approval as to where, or give not advice, but he would make recommendations.
Yep.
As to where he would like it to be spent. But it was up to the treasurer himself to decide whether how much would be spent on those individual areas.
Okay.
Okay. Day 3, that's today. Yes.
Yep.
He spent a bit of time in a tavern.
Okay.
Yes. And he said he found the entertainment and the villagers to be. He said he found the villagers to be friendly, and the entertainment to be very. I wouldn't say entertaining, but very interesting.
Okay.
Did it say what tavern?
He was in the Blue Wolf.
The one I liked. I know where that is. I went past that.
Yeah, he was in the
really?
Blue Wolf, and he makes reference to a bard that was in there singing a song and telling, singing us, basically doing a bit of a performance kind of thing. Yes, and that all the women well, not all the women, but most of the women that were hanging out in that tavern were kind of hanging on to every word that the bard was saying, and he was kind of having a drink in the corner, just observing it all. But he found it to be pleasant and an interesting place.
Okay, so he did the counting of... on the second page, did it say he did the counting of the grain, or he was going to do the grain?
He was going to. He was just showing where the grain was stored. He was showing where the wool was stored, where the grain was stored, and where most of the leathers and the furs and the food itself was stored.
Okay.
Yes, it basically was showing the storage areas, the exchanges. They call them exchanges. And he was also showing the House of Healing. So basically, he was getting he arrived on the boat. He mingled with some of the villagers. He found them all to be friendly. He went to see the chieftain. He explained what he was there for. Chieftain agreed to open up the books. Then he was shown. He had a nice meal. Then he had a look around all the exchanges or the storage areas. And he did a little bit of an audit, saying, okay, one granary store measuring blah blah blah, able to contain 80,000 sacks of grain, now contains 300 sacks of grain, blah 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 blah.
When did he do that, and is it dated?
It's day 2.
And it actually says that he's counted it, and on day 2.
He's counted. He estimated it to how much he could store in that building, and how.
So
much
he was actually doing all that work on the second day. So
on the second day, and he was going to carry that over to the third day. But on the morning of the third day, he was staying at a tavern, the Blue Wolf, and while he was there, he was entertained by the bard.
okay.
The village bard, Winston. Oh yeah.
When did he go to the healing house?
On day 1.
On day 1.
Yeah.
On day 1 when he arrived. He went to he was shown around the healing house, and then he had a meal.
At the healing house?
No, not at the healing house, at the Grand Hall.
Oh, Grand Hall.
Yes.
To where we are now.
But the the chief healer was at the meal as well.
Okay.
Can I ask the Osric?
Osric, yeah,
Guy.
chieftain, yeah.
Has Guthrum been in any combat in the past?
Guthrum, well, the
You know how he used to be a ship captain and then has he ever trained in combat?
Has he trained in combat? He's somebody he doesn't know. He was a river captain as far back as he can remember. He don't think he's been in any kind of combat. He certainly doesn't get into any combat in town now because he's in his 50s now.
Yeah.
And he's more interested in actually making a profit, making and breaking deals and contracts, rather than fighting.
What about Winston? Is he good?
Winston the singer?
He just sings. He doesn't. hasn't seen or punched somebody before.
He just hangs out in the bars. He said he'd rather just tell a tall tale and liven the atmosphere for the sake of a drink. But the women like him. And he can make up some great stories. But on occasion, his stories might have kind of a wicked twist to it, and the people don't like. Yeah, that people don't like. Not all the time, but sometimes his stories have a deeper meaning and a darker, or turn to darker matters, and that leaves listeners a little bit uncomfortable. But I mean, some people complain about saying, "Oh bloody hell, it's the bard again." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or they just come in there just for a quiet drink.
Yeah.
On some occasions, the bard might attract more customers to that actual tavern because he has a small little group of fans who follow him around, kind of thing. Yeah.
I got his Winston.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. He's been around for about 3 or 4 years. He hasn't been around for a long time, but 3 or 4 years or so.
Okay. Estelle, do you want to check the body for anything, or do you want to have a look at the area where it was found?
I mean, wait, my perception was only for the wounds and stuff, right?
Yeah, do you want to rummage through his pockets and see if he has anything?
Because what I did find to do with his concussion, it was hit with heavy wood, maybe like a plank or something, anything woody, and it was by someone that wouldn't normally go into a fight, so they're not combat trained. They just pop, throw wood on someone's head, boom, they're dead because you hit them on the head. That rhymed.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Can you show me where the body was found then?
Yeah, the body was found in the grain store.
There's nothing else in his pockets, right? Sorry.
There's nothing else in his pockets. All he had was his small little journal kind of thing, which he carried when he arrived on the boat.
We're
Cool.
taking that with us.
Okay.
Yes, you keep that.
I've got that with me for now.
Yeah. So, there's very he
Was the
found.
crimes...
Oh, you
was
see,
it-
gone.
Was the crime scene not touched since...
The crime
Other
scene
than-
wasn't touched. No. Like I say, it only happened just a few hours ago. Or his
Yeah.
body
Well,
was found a few hours
Found
ago.
a few hours ago.
Yeah. But people know that they have seen him on the morning in the tavern.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
You take him to the scene. It is the granary store. There's not more than just grain in there. It's called the corn exchange, but it's not actually just about corn. It's about vegetables and stuff like that. And they're all stored in there. And basically, what it is it's what all the farmers do is they bring their surplus that they grow over winter, and they bring it to Mickleborough, and it goes into this corn exchange, which is basically a giant food bin. So if emergency arises, or if something disastrous happens or something like that, when like a plague breaks out or the place floods or whatever it is, or fire, then they can emergency, yeah, they can distribute in emergency, they can distribute food out to the residents of Mickleborough. Okay? The building can normally store around about 800 sacks of grain, and there's presently around about 320 sacks in there, with an assortment of vegetables and things like that stored in there as well.
I ask him, is this generally the right amount you would normally see in here at this sort of time of year?
Yeah.
Doesn't it more, doesn't it less?
If there's a good harvest, then obviously it'd be high. If it's a bad harvest, then there'd be less, but bounces around between 300 to 500.
Okay. Can you show us the exact area where the body was found?
Okay, he takes you to the centre of the room. Yeah, it's pretty much a kind of like a square room. There's nothing special about it. He points to the floor, and he says, "We found him here, face down, facing the sacks, with his back to the door, lying face down. Looking up, you can see that there is a walkway above you, which you can go up there and you can have a look and look. So he could have been hit by somebody who came in through the doorway, or somebody was waiting for him up on the walkway."
When I did look at the wound, did it seem like it came from above, or...
It looked like it came from above.
Oh, it came from above?
So
Yeah.
either a tall person or high up.
I mean, it looked as if it hadn't been done by somebody who was trained in combat.
Can we look around to see if there is a weapon that might fit this?
There's no pieces of wood apart from the ones that actually assemble the crates.
Would they look the same sort of size, and are they easily separated, or?
The crates themselves are flat panelled crates where they have a metal band and various nails that hold it together on the corners. You could pull one apart. Not very.
Does it
wouldn't
look
be,
like
it
any
wouldn't
have
be easy
been
to pull
pulled
one
apart?
apart? No, they look as if they're crates that have been used over year after year after year. But none of the crates look as if they've been actually pulled apart. But you could, if you wanted to, smash a crate to pieces.
I want to go up to the top rafters then.
Okay, there's a small staircase that leads up to a walkway, which is basically just like a second storage area, which is overlooks where they found the body.
I want to get to the point where it looks like the body would be beneath me.
Yep.
I'll stand where the body technically should be, so Theo can judge the height.
Yep.
If I was standing where I am, would I have to jump off?
Jump off? You're standing over the top of where Estel is, looking up. And the height difference between you, the top of Estel, and where you're stood at waist height is about 8 feet.
Okay.
If somebody was going to try and strike somebody, it would be dropped. Or like you said, you could throw yourself off the balcony and hope to hit somebody.
But like, would you actually knock someone dead just by dropping something on them?
Something heavy enough.
Well, obviously if it's
But it
heavy
seems
enough.
it must have had.
It's not a combat trained hit. It's just bonk. Unless combat trained meaning...
What if it was an accident? Someone's walked past and kicked something off and panicked, and you're saying it's not a combat ready, but it's been hit from a height. You know, what if someone's actually done this by accident and they're freaked out now? As weird as it may sound, it is a possibility.
That's also true.
Now, if I'm walking here and you're directly below me, if there was a plank of wood on the floor and I've kicked it, it may go towards you and hit you in the head.
I feel safe standing here then.
There's nothing on the raft. Do I see any loose planks of wood up here? Anything like that? Any buckets, metal?
Is all we perceiving anything interesting?
Always looking around, but she...
Do we see any blood splatters around?
No.
They cleaned up the blood!
Was there any major blood splatters?
Well,
I'm going to ask the guy now. I say, when the body was found, was it bleeding?
No, it wasn't bleeding, no. Maybe
Did it-
internally, maybe, but not on the outside.
Oh.
Okay, so the actual outside of the head, there was no actual external wounds. Okay.
Oh, that changed my thinking then. I don't know what I looked at.
Okay. Biscuits.
Can I look around to see if there's anything above where Estel is standing now? Like, I'm there. Is there anything higher up?
Higher up, no.
Can I ask Olwe to come up and have a look at this button?
No, Olwe comes up.
Because she's good at traps and all that.
She's looking at the button and it's a normal...
I say, I found there's a button on the balcony floor here.
It's a white bone button.
Shall I step away from the death place? Because if you're gonna press a button...
Yeah, go on.
I
then.
don't want you
Wait.
killing me.
It's not a press button, it's a dress button.
A dress button?
Yeah, four
okay.
holes in it where you sew onto stuff.
So there's a small button up here.
Yeah, it's a white one, and it's a bone one.
A white bone button.
Yeah, 4 holes in it.
Right, we'll keep hold of that, but
Oh, you
Is
found
there
a
any-
button.
yeah, is there
Like
anything
an,
else?
clove
Yeah,
button.
like a clove button. I thought it was a button when he typed it to me. I thought a
Yeah,
button
that's
button.
what I was wondering. Like a pressing
ooh.
button.
Yeah,
No, a
was there a trap here?
Dress button. A sewed on button.
A sewed on button.
A small button on the balcony floor.
I'm gonna draw a button with 4 holes.
4 holes. It's white and it's made of bone.
Okay.
White.
Without telling the chief guy that I have a button, I want to ask him like what people have been wearing today. Does he know what the banker's been wearing? Does he know what? Yeah, just generally what's their clothing?
What have they got?
What's their clothing style? Do you see a lot of people wearing gold? Do you see a lot of people wearing bone? Do you see a lot of people wearing blue stuff? Do you see a lot of people wearing white? Just the ones that you suggested: the bard, the banker, the ranger. I wouldn't have thought the ranger, but
No, she's combat trained, isn't she?
she is.
Well, the banker, the treasurer, he kind of wears his nice, pretty red, padded, waistcoat.
Okay.
With buttons?
It probably has buttons, but he doesn't know what. It might not have white buttons, but he has a white shirt underneath that has white buttons on it.
Okay. Before he continues on anything, then I say, Estelle, do you need to ask him any more questions? And we've got leads of who to go to. I think we can probably get rid of him now and just get on with it ourselves.
Get rid of him.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any other questions. Not right now, anyway.
Right, I turn around to him and I say that you're excused for now. If we need you, we'll be back to your manor. We're trying to sort this out as quickly as possible so we can all get it over and done with.
Okay. Yeah, he'd like it done as soon as possible so you can send a report back into Gondor.
So, go.
Yes.
Take everyone else out with you and just leave Iori and Estelle.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So once they all leave, I want to whisper to Estelle and Olwe, like, okay, the white button. If we go to the people he suggested, the diary said he was last seen in a bar with the bard.
The bard may know faces.
He may know people. He may have had an argument in the bar, maybe, or we don't know. But while we're checking,
Then we get to see
people,
what he's wearing too.
also keep an eye on if people are missing a button.
Okay.
If it looks like there's a white bone button missing from any of the cloaks.
You also help out.
You said you saw the healer guy earlier.
Yeah.
Do you remember what he was wearing?
Cool prick. He was wearing. No, it said wearing. I forgot. Crap. What did he wear? Oh, he was in his 50s. He had white hair and a beard and a wooden staff. He had a wooden staff, and he had robes. Robes.
They were coloured, but I'm not saying what they were.
I can't remember what he's wearing.
No, that's fine. See, now, because he has a wooden staff, you were saying something was struck on his head with a wooden plank as well. You see, there's a lead there. The bard is the last one we know to see him alive so far.
But he didn't leave through the front.
What sort of time frame is it during the day now?
Mid-afternoon.
Would the bars and taverns start to be filling up?
Yes.
Okay, what
People
I suggest...
can't leave.
Yeah,
No
true.
one can leave.
What I suggest we do then is we go back to the healer's house, or the healer's bit over here, see if he's there, check on the lad as well,
Yeah.
check on the old man to see if he's wearing anything that may look similar, or ask him when the last time he saw the guy was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
Wait, what are you doing?
We're going to the
heal
healer's place.
house.
You're going to the heal house. Okay.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun,
You're
dun.
heading over to the heal house. Heal house is as busy as it was ever.
Yeah. Do we see the old man?
You do.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Estelle, do you want to go first?
Okay, I'll go first. I'm going in the building towards the guy.
Yep, you're going in. You see the old guy you've spoken to earlier.
Hey, how's the child been? If you
He's regained consciousness, and they are giving him some kind of like herbal mixture.
cool.
Herbal tea.
Yeah, kind of like a brew.
How long do you think estimate until he gets back on his feet?
We don't know if he's we don't know how much he's like eaten of the brown moss. They're going to keep an eye on him overnight, and if he gets to the next 24 hours, then it'll look promising. It'll look good.
Cool.
I say to him, like, he's from the, I want to say Hoodwick, but it's not Hoodwick, is it? It's Hay something.
Haywood.
Family. Haywood family.
Yeah.
Could you see to that all proper notifications go to his grandma,
Yes.
Rose, or whatever her name is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen this guy yet. He's also with us. Hello.
Yeah, hello. I came in earlier, but you weren't here. You were disappeared just before the incident had been called.
It says, "Oh yes, nasty business that."
Were you called over to it?
He said he was called in to pronounce them dead.
Did you go into the barn area, the food bit?
Yeah, you had to.
Whereabouts in there did you go?
He said he went in the main entrance, he saw the body, and Osric asked him for a condition report, and when he checked him, he was dead.
Didn't go anywhere else in that place, just there to the body and back out.
That's right.
Okay. Now, what is he wearing?
He's wearing green and brown robes.
There you go.
Buttons or not?
If he's wearing buttons, you can't see them.
Okay. Estelle?
What? Oh, I did write it down! Just as you said green and brown robes, I found it. Fudgins. Oh, I was looking all over.
I say to him then, I say, well, we're currently outside and we're being, we're going to be stuck around for a little bit, so we're going to try and find places to stay, things to do. So have you got any people you reckon we should talk to just to get a bit of a layout for the town?
You're better off talking to Osric.
Okay, yeah. No, we've spoken to him.
Ah. Well, then I would do what he tells you.
Okay.
Okay. Me, I do remember to send the child to the Hayward's house.
Yes.
You say he's regained conscious, yeah?
Yeah, he's he's like out of his preservation thing.
Can we see him?
He's sleeping at the moment.
Okay. Can you let him know that his family is, well, his two sisters are with his grandma as well?
The first opportunity he shows signs of being able to actually like recognize people around him.
Okay.
Good.
Thanks.
We'll be back later on, don't worry. Or maybe tomorrow. But we'll be back.
Okay.
We probably would be back, considering we'll be stuck here for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. I've got my eye on you.
I was the killer all along!
I want to walk out. Yeah, I walk out.
We all walk out.
Okay.
Not just Theo, man.
Yeah, you all walk out,
Theo,
yes.
man, go!
Okay, you're outside.
Estelle.
Wait,
So,
can I just I should have perceptioned him while we were talking to him.
can
I
you? Or, I
you wanna
mean,
look
if his
I
buttons
mean,
are
is there a
hidden-
way to, like, know if he seems, like, calm and...
Just seems like a normal, typical guy.
No, I mean, like, if he seemed
Do you want to go back in?
extra eccentric today.
Extra eccentric? Nah, he just seemed like a normal kind of person. He's just trying to get everybody healed and out of his place.
Okay.
Do you want to go back in and see if you can see if he's missing a button or if he has buttons?
He's got ropes on top.
I know, but I don't know if he has buttons underneath or like along the cuffs.
I'm not gonna
or-
like go up to him sneakily and then pull his ropes up and be like,
Hello.
"Hi, I just want to check if you have buttons."
I'm not
Like-
wearing anything under that.
No. Secretly, he's butt naked.
I was kind of thinking just ask about like the design and maybe show you on his cloth and top. We'll come back a little bit later on. If he's
Okay.
changed clothes, then it'd be more suspicious. But if he's not wearing the same outfit within the next 2 hours, if we're not back, then
Yeah, let's just go somewhere else.
Okay. where you
Maybe
going?
that tavern place.
yeah, okay.
So,
The blue wolf. You're on
Yeah.
about, yeah?
Blue Wolf?
Yeah, I think we said was.
Unless because the
Here?
banker's
Oh,
close
yeah.
by, we could just go to there first.
Bankers is 42s.
Yeah, he's here. We could see if he's around there.
Do you want to go there first? Then?
Wanna go on the banker?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's there. We might as well.
Yeah, we go see the banker.
Okay.
And then we go to the tavern.
I mean, I say to Estelle, I don't think we should tell them that we're investigating the murder because people will be a bit more secure around us.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Okay.
I just want to see the.
There's
area.
two banks. There's two banks. Two sorting officers kind of thing. They split their money. They don't keep it all in one place. Okay?
Mhm.
You go inside and you can see that there is various people doing business, banking money, cashing what can be kind of like IOUs. And then there is the Guntram Golden Hand, the actual lead treasurer.
Oh, we do see Guntram.
Yeah, see Guntram. He's sitting at a desk, and he's going through the audit books. He's going through, and these are really, really big audit books. He's got a big pile of 4 on one side and 3 on the other, and one huge open one in front of him.
He's going through the books.
He's going through the books, and he's going through, and he's just writing down inventory.
Are these the audit books that the other guy, the dead guy, was doing?
They would have been part of that audit, but these are the banker's books.
Okay, so he's sitting at a desk, is he?
He's sitting at a desk, yes.
Is there a chair in front of him?
There is.
Estelle, do you want to chat to him, or should I have a little word for him first?
He's a bald-headed guy. He's got a small, like, kind of greyish beard. He's in his 50s, if not 60s. He has a red waistcoat and a white shirt underneath. And he has short black trousers and boots.
I want to perceive his shirts and his buttons.
Okay. Roll.
Oh yeah, I have to roll.
Yeah, you have to roll. 83.
83 plus 28.
Okay.
Partial success.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh, really?
Partial?
Oh, God.
Partial, yes.
Seeing the numbers we
Aw.
need now, it's ridiculous. We need high ones all the time.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get anything.
Theo can go up to talk to him. I'm just looking at him.
Okay, that's what you can tell.
Not his jackets either, or any other places
No,
with
the
buttons.
buttons on his jacket are red.
Oh.
The buttons on his jacket are red.
Okay.
And he has no buttons.
So,
No, he has buttons on his shirt. Yes, he does.
But it doesn't match.
They don't match.
I go and sit on the chair right in front of him. I just sit down there.
Okay. You sit right in front of him.
Yep, just sitting there,
He's
looking at him.
sitting there. He's still writing down various numbers and figures in these books.
Okay. I want to say, oi.
Wait, why are you just sitting there?
Okay, you say oi.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
What are
Then
you
it was like,
doing? You
oi.
He looks up at you. Is it like, can I help you? Do you need something?
Yeah, of course I do. I always need something. I need information.
Okay, you might want to speak to one of his assistants.
It's about you I need information of.
Oh, okay.
So, if you have a bit of spare time, can you spare it?
He puts down his little quill, and he says, "What would you like to know?"
You've been the banker for how long now?
About 10 years.
And what were you previous to that?
He ran a shipping fleet that sailed up and down the Anduin, imports and exports.
And I understand you own, is it 3 longboats?
Whoa.
4 longboats, my bad. Now,
Still does.
very good. Understanding the situation that's happened at the moment, you know the guy's been killed. You know the entire town is going to be pretty much looked at, yes?
Yes.
Now, when word gets back to Gondor, it's not going to be nice when they're going to send in the big forces here.
Yeah.
Now, I need information that you have spoken to him previous, yes? The dead guy, you've spoken to him before he died, obviously.
Yes. He came here asking for the ledgers.
Now, in one of the things he's written in his diary that the wall defences. Now, can you elaborate a little bit more on the wall defences?
The wall defences. Yeah.
Yep.
They wanted extra money to add wall defences to the top level of the top tier of the fort. At the moment, there's no wall defences on the top.
Okay. So when he says money's been spent for wall defences, what is that actually being used for now? Has that ever is that money going out anywhere? You're getting commission from Gondor or something, and it's been spent on wall
revenue
defences.
from Gondor, and we provide them with food and wool and
And that money's been spent on wall defences. You've just said there's no wall
part that money
defences
gets
up
spent
there.
on part that money gets spent on wall defences. It also gets spent on jetty repairs. It also gets spent on flood defences.
Now, have you had any really unusual damages in the last week?
Damages to what?
Any of the buildings surrounding the town? Since upon arrival of the audit guy,
No, they haven't.
has
There's
anything
been no
been-
damages being done to the actual buildings of Mickleborough.
He's readily giving this information.
What?
Ignore me.
Okay.
I'm just surprised he's just so cooperative right now.
Well, hopefully he's got nothing to lose, and because I'm not really accusing him, I don't think he's got no worry at the moment.
Plus, I feel like you sound like you're interrogating him right now.
I technically am.
When you said not to... We're not supposed to look like we're investigating on the death of the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And then we go in and like, I'm going to interrogate you for 5 minutes. Do you mind?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Good start.
Did you know about the death down there? Ooh. Sorry, I just thought that was funny, that's all.
I will say, I kind of forgot and just went with it.
Kind of forgot.
It just played out that way, so... okay, so I want to ask him if... Did he spend a lot of time with the audit guy?
Not really.
Do you know, this morning,
Well, who was this man?
the audit guy?
You're the guy.
Yeah.
Did he meet him this morning? Or see him this morning?
See him?
You see him? No.
Now, because you're parked here on this sort of roady area, do you see people coming up and down often? Because he's parked on the entrance of the road that goes up to the main...
He is. It's kind of like at the top tier kind of thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
surely
main
he
road
sees
in and out. Yes.
people go past,
Oh,
yeah?
he sees people come and go all the time. People come to the heating house, have to come past there. People that come to do the banking, obviously. People that have to, like, administrative people that travel to and from the grand halls and stuff like that.
Simple
Or to
question
the
for him.
storage exchanges, yeah, everything. All the administration. Basically, this is an administration centre.
Yeah, so did you see the audit guy come up anytime today?
This morning.
Anytime today?
This morning.
Oh, that's when he... Okay. Oh, God, that was clever, wasn't it? And he didn't go down... Or you haven't seen him leave since...
He said that in the
until he
same
died.
tone.
Yeah, well, I realised... I don't know why I asked that. So I'm like trying to find him. No, I know where the hell he is.
This morning. He's dead.
So, roughly before the bell rang, how long... You say this morning,
Ugh,
the bell went off around about 2-ish?
just after lunch.
So just after lunch, yeah?
Yes.
Oh,
So when, prior to that, did he see him?
About 10.
Okay,
10 in the morning.
okay. So, the reason I'm asking you all these questions, yeah, is you've probably find it quite weird. Now,
No kidding.
we're currently stuck here until this murder is sorted out. And we want to get out and get done, do our business. Now, everything's on lockdown.
Yeah.
So we're trying to ask around as much as possible. The guards have no leads. If you have anyone that you think we may need to speak to try find and solve this situation as quickly as possible, please let me know. We've already spoken to the chieftain.
So basically what you're saying is you haven't got a clue.
A clue on what?
In who's done it.
I have suspicions, but no. Why we've only, it's been going on for what, an hour or two hours? Now, I've spoken to 2 people in that 2 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people around.
Yeah.
So, no, I have no idea who's done it, which is why I'm asking all these funny questions of when he was last seen in the last areas.
He didn't do it.
I kind of never said you did. But what was that earlier, Estelle, you said to me something about when we were standing out front of the old lady's house?
What?
Guilty people say something first, or...
Oh, yes! Yeah. Guilty No. I can't even form my words straight right now. Blame the wine.
Okay.
Well, basically, you don't just be like, I didn't do it. Because that just makes you more suspicious.
Look, basically, you've given me, because you're parked on the end here of this road, yeah, you had, I was hoping you would had to have seen him sometime. You were saying earlier this morning, so that means he was here and the culprit was already up here. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So now I've got to go through the hierarchy to find out where they were and who else was up here. Now, did you see anyone leave that usually isn't up here?
No.
Okay, I get up out of the chair and walk out.
Okay.
I start
Bye-bye.
Seen anyone with sticks and wooden things carrying? By the way.
Sticks and wooden things.
Yeah, running around here.
It's a healer.
Thanks.
That's all my mind keeps going to is the healer has a stick. Oh, we'll go find out in a minute after, I think.
Yeah, but we're going to the bar.
Yeah, we'll go to the bar first now then.
Okay. Go on the bar. Which bar?
We're going to the Blue
We're going to
Wolf
the Blue
bar.
Wolf, which is like on the
Blue
other
Wolf.
side of the
Blimey.
bloody map.
It's down here.
Yeah.
Okay, it takes about an hour to walk to the Blue Wolf.
We're going to perceive everyone as we're walking.
Oh god, there's loads of people.
And me and Olwe are just going to keep listening. Yeah.
Okay, you and all we are just listening. Can't really. It's basically everybody just talking about the same thing. Who killed this? And everybody's got their own suspicion, and everybody thinks it's a conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy. Okay.
Right, you.
Anybody with white buttons?
There's a lot of people with white buttons.
Damn it, it's too many.
A lot of people with white buttons. Okay, you're at the Blue Wolf.
Yes. Where's that? There we go.
That's down
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Oh yeah, there's an inn next to it. Yay.
Yes, there's a tavern and an inn. You're in the Blue Wolf.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go through the door.
You go through the door. It is busy. You can see that there is 2 waitresses serving drinks.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And there's a barman, and there is a few of the locals just hanging out talking.
Do I see any view of a bard anywhere hanging around?
There's no bard hanging about.
Ew. Ew. So Theo.
Hmm?
Theo's quiet.
Yes. What?
He's thinking.
You're thinking.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Where the ranger might be.
Okay, Zellie, do you want to do a perception roll?
Ooh. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to see who was in.
Yep.
You said there was no bard in sight. 80 plus 28, 108. Boo, boo, boo. Perception. That's 280 values in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Anyone with white buttons.
Turns out the entire army of the guards have white buttons.
Is her buttons white? Oh! Poke, poke, nudge, nudge.
Poke, poke, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Theo.
Yellow.
Have a look at that one of those waitresses over there.
Yeah, looks like a waitress. Hang on, let me roll for it, shall I?
No, you dummy, her outfit.
What, 73? Sorry.
Plus what?
I don't know. What was it? Perception.
Yeah, and your missed skills and bonuses.
Cool. I didn't even find that paper somewhere. I don't know, it's like 12, I think. Plus 12, maybe. Yeah, plus 12. So I'm looking at this waitress. What do I see?
Yeah, looking at the waitress.
The one I pointed out.
Yeah.
If you don't see it, I'll spell it out.
Oh, is that what I hear? Okay.
Yes.
Suspense.
Okay, you can try and sort that out yourselves.
So I just say to Estelle, well, I hear one of the waitresses say to another waitress, once I'm finished here, I need to go to the got grain stack extra money.
You also notice one of the waitresses doesn't have a button.
I don't know. Is that the one I hear say that to, or?
You from your angle, you can't see whether she's missing a button or not. It's something that Zellie noticed.
Well, yeah, because it's the one
The one
I can hear
that
talking.
said that,
So
the one that said that the one that's missing a button of her apron said that once she's finished this shift, she needs to go to the grain store to help count the grain sacks for extra money. She needs to finish counting the grain sacks. Sorry.
So we've both pointed at the same person that we've
Yes.
heard and seen things on. So we say like that
Yes.
one's missing the button. She wants to go to the grain stack to count extra money. We told Thingy no one goes in there except for us until this is over. So what we'll do is we'll follow her.
Well, let's just have her sit down, get some drinks.
Keep an eye on her. Make sure we don't just lose her going out the door. You two, Ori.
Especially Olwe. Keep scouting.
Okay.
Actually, no, Ori. Do us a favour. Wait outside. And make sure she doesn't go out like a back way or anything like that.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on the
Don't
door.
physically hold the door shut, but stay out of her sight. If she goes out the back way, come and get us. And then we'll head up.
Yeah, just poke your head through. And I'll...
just keep like a track on which way she...
Okay.
So we'll do that. Me and
She's
Estelle
still
will sit
serving
down.
drinks. Yeah, exactly. She's still serving drinks.
I want a drink, so I put my hand up and usher her over.
Okay, she comes over. She smiles.
I have a drink.
Yeah, she says, "What would you like?"
Is she holding one that's in her hand or anything like that?
Yeah, she's got a tray of different ones. She's got some beers there.
I said, what have you got there then? Beer?
Yes.
I have one of them.
Okay. She puts
Do I
down-
notice the button missing?
You do notice the button missing. The button seems to be missing from the left-hand side of her apron.
I say, oh, you've damaged your outfit. You're missing a button.
Ah, she says, When she went to put on her apron for her afternoon shift, she noticed it was missing.
Oh, that's a shame. Any ideas where you might have lost it?
She doesn't know. She can't remember. See, the funny thing is, she can't really remember anything from this morning.
You can't remember anything from this morning?
No, she said she had. It was an eventful night last night.
You weren't around with the bard, were you?
The bard did come in last night.
We've been hearing some very weird tales about him.
No,
and his lady friends.
The bard was in last night, and she remembers that it was really busy and everybody was really happy, and he was doing some singing, and then she must have overdone things last night because she can't remember really like this morning was just a blur to her. She can't really remember much from this morning.
Do you know where he might have probably gone to, like the next tavern that he might have lounged in?
Could have been numerous ones. He doesn't go to the wharf rat because that's just a dump.
He doesn't go to the wharf rat. Okay.
So what were you doing last night? Were you drinking heavily as well then, were you?
The bard was in and he was drinking and telling he was singing to a lot of the regulars last night. She was waiting like she normally does every night.
So why can't you remember anything if you were only waiting?
Hangover.
Yeah, that's what I asked. If she was drinking, she said no.
Oh. Drugs, perhaps. Weird magics. A lot of things, really.
I wonder if I did an essence way thing on her, I'd detect anything that was a remnant.
A remnant?
Yeah, would it take like? Would I be able to detect effects of it, or?
Yeah, don't know. Depends what you're detecting for. What are you detecting for?
Like if anything was like a spell, almost. You know, like if it was a natural spell thing.
Yeah, you can try. You can roll.
Is that even possible?
Don't know.
Well,
because I've already
to
got
detect
essence
if
for
a
these.
spell has been used recently on a person.
you can. It depends on the spell that was used initially, but you can detect to see if there has been a magical aura around a particular person or object that might still be lingering. Or
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess do that then.
that's what I'm sort of thinking of doing.
You might be able to pick something up. You might not be able to pick anything up. It just depends whether there has been magic used.
Well, I'm going to do a detect essence anyway, so it's a 5 radius, and it lasts for 1 minute. So I'll do it on her and in the room as well.
In the room, okay, bloody hell.
Well, yeah. Once I've finished with her, I'll sort of move around a little bit on, because it lasts for a minute. So I don't just recast it. I can bring it around and go to certain areas. So I ask her like where the barb was dancing in that.
It would be an active spell. So if there is a spell actually in effect now, it would show up because it's active spells only.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep, that's what the description says. Active spells only.
That's what I thought. Like, I didn't think... Is there...
Mm-hmm.
Items or active spells? Yeah, but I was thinking more of an item as well that she might be given.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, if it's an item, then yes, that would still fall into the category, so you can try if you want to.
I'm going to try it just in case there is something there.
Okie dokie.
Oh, it's not flick. Hang on.
Yep, that's a mess up.
Flipping now.
Okay, best spell fumble, best spell fumble. Is it best spell fumble? Oh yeah, no, not quite. I'm gonna have a look, just double checking. No, it's not, it's just 1 over. Actually, it is, yes it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Where's the table for this bugger?
I've not had very good rolls today.
53. You haven't had what? Good rolls?
No, these have been terrible.
It seems we're going along the tradition.
Okay, roll both dice together.
Okay, where's my mouse? There it is.
It's a...
Just to...
Yeah, just to see how bad my fumble is.
Yeah, it's -20 to this anyway, it's all the information spell. God.
You see it pivot on 7 for ages.
I know, that was so sucky. I mean,
Okay, your spell is lost. You don't lose the power points. But
Oh, I don't.
You don't lose the power points. No, you don't lose the power points. It just says loss of concentration due to massive strain.
Too much alcohol.
You just cannot concentrate at all, so it's just loss of concentration.
Okay.
So mental strain.
Oh, damn.
Alcohol ruined you.
Okay, mental strain. So you can't tell if she has an item on her or if she has a spell around her or anything like that at the moment.
I want to ask her then, while I've tried this, I probably should concentrate more, but while I asked her, so did you speak to the bard last night, I think, or?
Yes. He sang he sang a song.
Sang a lovely song.
He sang a few songs.
Oh, excuse me. So what sort of songs were they? Like love songs or just generic songs? And were they directed at anyone?
There was a song about being left behind.
Hmm.
There was a song about a girl. And there was a song about getting revenge.
What was the last one like? Was it very entertaining?
It was about a guy who spent all his time working and he was cheating on this girl.
Mm.
And the girl got her revenge on him.
Last night, you don't remember seeing anyone else in the bar? Like the dead guy, the audit guy. He wasn't around here last night, was he?
He wasn't, no.
Okay.
Aww. By the way, I have something watered down, please.
Watered down.
Yeah.
Okay. She gives you a lemonade, which is like really diluted.
Yay! Lemonado.
Okay, Zellie, what are you doing? Apart from drinking.
I'm gonna have a lemonade.
Okay.
I mean, we asked all our questions.
Hmm?
Right?
I asked all my ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you have anything else you want to ask her, or just
Well, she said
check
she
the room
doesn't
or
know
anything
where
like
the
that.
bard would be. I want to know.
You're purely
I
interested
mean-
in the bard.
Because it's useful. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So
I
when she
mean,
brought-
does he broadcast his schedule of running around each tavern?
No, he'll just turn up.
Ah.
what are your buttons made out of?
Bone.
Bone, oh.
Most buttons are made of bone or wood.
Are they
Yeah.
easy buttons to replace?
Yeah. Pretty much. It's like, it's not complicated.
Are you a button collector?
A button collector. They're not difficult to be able to replace a button. No, a button is probably one of the most smallest, easiest things to be able to manufacture. They're not manufactured like on conveyor belts, obviously, but they are manufactured in mass quantities.
Who else was in here last night with you, like working?
There was herself, and then there was the other barmaid, and then there was the barman, and then there was the all the locals, and there was the bard, and that was it.
Okay.
Oh. No bar fights.
There was no bar fights. They said it was a good night. A lot of the people were all listening to the bard singing his songs.
Cool. Cool.
So you unless Estelle has anything she wants to say, I reckon you can just go and do your duties.
Yeah, sorry, we kept you so long.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. She
That's
says
so bad.
she finishes shortly. She's got a second job working at the at the grain store. She counts the daily quota.
Oh right, I think that place is actually currently shut down because of the incident.
She's there, but she won't know until she goes there and finds out whether she can, if she'll be allowed to do her second job or not.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess so. Well, we do know it's cordoned off right now.
Yes.
Well, we know that, but she won't take our word.
She'll find out when she goes. She'll finish up.
I
there,
guess.
and then she'll head straight there, and she'll do her grain count. And when she's done her grain count, she'll head home, and that'll be it.
Is it hard to work in the green place?
She says it's quiet work. All you got to do is just count the number of sacks that are in, and then tally it up, and just say like how many have gone out for that day and how many have come in. So you can tell which one, if it's decreasing or increasing.
That must be quite boring.
And if anybody's like taking any out, then write down their name, and anybody who's brought any in, write their name down.
That must be quite boring to do, isn't it?
It's easy money.
Has it changed much lately in the last couple of days?
No, it seems to have gone up, then down, then it's gone up again.
Do you remember who the last people were that went in there?
Well, she was in there this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you were in there, wasn't the guy in there with you?
She doesn't remember a guy being in there.
So whereabouts were you when you were in there then? Because that body was found in there, wasn't it?
Yeah, she says it was weird. It was found in there like after her shift.
And you didn't even see him go in there or anything like that? He wasn't in there when you were there? He literally went in after you
She
finished?
doesn't recall an awful lot happened. Like I heard, like she doesn't recall a lot of from this morning. Must have been all the excitement.
Excitement?
Yeah, from last night, the bard.
Oh. Okay, well I'm going to go up and just have a chat with the bartender anyway.
Okay, you go talk to the barman.
I'm staying at the table looking at the girl.
Okay, the girl's gone off and she's serving somebody else.
Yeah. I know.
Always says it doesn't make any sense.
I know. That's why I want to see that bard.
She says something doesn't add up, something doesn't make sense. Like, you would think that somebody who works in the granary would remember seeing a guy in there, and then seeing, like, when they left, they would have known there was a dead body in there as well.
Yeah. But the fact that she says she was there this morning. I just feel like someone just... Like, here's my theory. I don't know if Theo's staying for this.
He was talking to the barman.
I'm up by the bar, yeah. I said I've got up.
Like, here's my theory. Like, either it was last night or sometime. Like, she had been eyed upon very well by somebody, and they used her as a pawn to basically kind of mind trick her and then make her do the killing, and then like plants like a thing so it blames her, and then she goes back and she won't even know what happened because the spell was on her at the time. That's my theory. So someone with magical abilities. That's my theory. That's it. Like, there's nothing else to that. That's my theory.
Okay.
So then they would be free. No one would know it's them. And this girl, even if she was like the killer, probably, like, I don't think it would be her though.
What?
But she would be
Your
put in
entire
prison
plan,
for
and it's like,
something-
I don't think it was actually her.
No, she was used. It was her, but she was used.
It was her, but I don't think it was actually her.
She wasn't in the right mind at the time because she's been controlled. I'm pretty sure there's mind controlling magics.
Mm-hmm.
With my limited knowledge.
It's the sort of same thing I was thinking as well, which is why I was asking. It's a bit weird you don't remember, and you didn't have any drinks either. And the last song was about a girl getting revenge.
That's why I want to see the bard so bad, because like his music could be so hypnotic that it's like, Duke! You are now my puppet, my lady. Go kill that man.
Okay.
That's like.
So I want to speak to the barman.
Yes, you go over to the barman.
I'm pretty sure bard people can use mind magics, right?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna open the PDF.
I want to ask him. So last night you had the bard here. Then last I hear, I understand he's quite a thing to hear his songs and that. I mean, and he tells some crazy tales. Is that right?
Oh yes, yes. He tells some really like everything from the ancient classics, stories of elves and hobbits and all that kind of stuff, all the way through, and mythical creatures and creatures of darkness and stuff like that.
It's crazy.
All the way through to like just making improv songs on the spare of the moment.
That's great. So what was he like singing last night?
Oh, he was great.
Yeah?
Yeah. He was singing this. He was doing a tale. He was like singing a tale about a girl who got left, got left at home all the time and wasn't included in doing things.
Sorry. I had another theory.
God.
She probably saw what happened,
So-
but her mind was erased.
So,
She saw the killer, but she doesn't know because someone erased her mind.
so this guy who's died, you know, the audit guy, did he ever come down here?
Once
Oh yeah, when was that?
on the day after he arrived.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Suggestion.
So was it last night he was down?
No. It was in the morning.
Was that for his audit, was it?
Yes.
So he hasn't been down here for a drink or anything?
No, he didn't drink anything.
Ah. What do you think's happened to him? Why do you think he's been killed?
Well, obviously, somebody doesn't want him passing on information to Gondor about something that somebody has.
But killing him's made the entire town go on a lockdown. Surely the person who's done this must realise now they've got a bigger problem, that Gondor has not going to get information. They're going to send more people.
Oh, I know, but they'll soon lift the lockdown. They can't stay locked down forever. Once
They
that
can
grain
stay locked
store
down
goes
until
down-
Gondor gets here.
I mean, once them grain stores go down, they'll have to open the doors up to the farmers to restock them.
That's true. So have you worked here long?
About 15 years.
And your waitresses, have they been here long?
About 6 years and 7 years each.
Now, the one over there that was serving us, she said she was here last night with the bard.
Yeah, the bad was he last night, yes.
Yeah. Now, I understand the bard has his ways with ladies. Is that correct?
Well, all the ladies like the bard because he dresses nice and he sings a nice voice.
Ah. Unfortunately, your waitress was telling me that she can't remember this morning.
No, well, it was a late night.
It doesn't make you forget the morning. So,
I'm surprised that they can remember what the names are called some days.
I don't suppose you know if she went out with the bard or anything, do you?
Nope. Nobody, the bard just shows up, does his little singing, and maybe his little bit of storytelling, And then once he's done, now he's had a couple of drinks or something like that, he'll move on. But he doesn't leave with any women.
Ah. Now, I understand there's another woman here that has all the men swooning
Oh.
Huh?
as a ranger.
Oh, the Moen.
Oh.
Moen. Yeah, she's been here about 10 years or so, but she comes and goes. She doesn't stick around for a long time. She'll be around for 3 or 4 days and then she'll be gone again.
I'm interested in trying to meet her. Any ideas where I would find her?
You could try some of the
I mean, has she heard in town?
some of the worst places in town.
Like the Rattans.
The Wharf Rat.
That is it.
It's a real dive, that place.
Would she be hanging out there, would she?
She tries to keep herself to herself and tries to keep all the young men at bay, kind of thing. So she hangs out in places where they don't tend to go.
Right, I understand that. Okay. I go back to Estelle.
Okay.
I had a read of the Open Essence spell list.
Theo goes back and sits down next to you, and Zellie is deep in concentration, looking through more books.
I'm looking through books.
Well, but I don't want you looking up.
Oh, I was just me personally. I was just looking at the Open Essence and find to see if there was like types of spells that's for like you know when you
Find manipulating stuff. Or...
yeah, and I found the one which was like Spirit Mastery.
Yeah.
Because there's charm, there's
Yeah.
suggestion, there's true charm, there's quest. You can give a person one target, one task.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. That's something I was thinking about when I heard about the bard, because me being a bard.
Now, when you
Look
give
through
a
those
target
skills.
a quest, when they fulfill that quest, do they even remember doing the quest?
That's something we would have to ask the person who cast it, I presume, because unless we knew specific information on their spells.
Is there a library of spell books?
Well, we know there's
No.
the magic people use it.
Who?
We know there was 2 people that have said they've been used magic in the past.
Which one? Well, there's the cleric guy.
Yeah.
And the bard.
The bard we can assume
Possibly.
will probably use magic, but the healer,
Who was the other person that used magic then?
I'm just trying to think now. Oh no, he's dead. I just read the note. No, he's the dead one. He was the one that was able to use magic. He's dead.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I know
So
of
you
one
have-
person so far.
Yeah, but an animist can't do that, right?
Oh, dear.
An animist person. He's like a
Mm.
chief guy. Wait. But I don't
He
know all the
wasn't always-
spells.
And he wasn't always that, was he? He wasn't always the medical healer.
Oh, he studied in Gondor.
Yeah. But what did he study in Gondor?
He's a magic dude. Of some sort. Maybe he does know some spells.
Perhaps.
Oh. Even things that I do not know of. As beyond my realm.
More likely. I think we should probably keep an eye on that lady. Shall we head out and walk up again, or what? What do you think our plan of action is, and how late it is?
Yeah, what time is it now?
It's coming up to about 4 p.m.
Where was the rat and wolf, or wolf and rat?
The Wharf Rat.
Yeah. Did I go past it? I can't remember. I remember
you
hearing
did.
the name. I did. I think it was down here somewhere, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, was it that one there? Number 6.
No, their taverns? Or is it inns?
I do still want to keep an eye on the girl, though.
Yeah, you got 3 on this level. You got 1 there, 1 there, 1 there.
Well, she's got to walk past that way, isn't she? Unless she goes around the other way. Yeah, keep an eye on her then. We'll keep an eye on her and wait for her to walk out.
Okay.
Yeah. This isn't going to be solved in one night, I don't think.
No, it's not.
Yep. But we have leads.